Welcome to the Road to Brazil presented by Castrol. I'm your host, Alan Hopkins. The U.S. has only 2 games remaining in this phase of World Cup qualifying, and we'll soon know the 6 countries that will battle it out in CONCACAF during the hexagonal phase of 2013 World Cup qualifying. So let's set the table in Group A for the final time. The U.S. men's national team is in the driver's seat and controls their own destiny ahead of its October 12th away match versus last place Antigua and Barbuda, and their home match in Kansas City versus Guatemala on October 16th at a sold-out Livestrong Sporting Park. Second place Guatemala and third place Jamaica square off in Guatemala City, with Jamaica winning the first meeting 2-1. The ups and downs, tension and perils, the success and disappointment are all part of the process of qualifying and any journey to a World Cup finals. And for this group of U.S. players and head coach Jurgen Klinsmann, they're not worried about what has happened in the past or what lies ahead in the future, but the road immediately in front of them.
For me, it's super important to only think about one game. I like to take one game at a time, and for me, I'm only focused on winning this game and getting 3 points. Having that said, if we do win this game and have 3 points, it makes the game against Guatemala in Kansas City much easier. So I think the team as a whole should try to take that view of seeing the game and then just focusing on this first 90 minutes and focusing on scoring goals and finishing chances, because I think it makes the final day of a group that could be very nerve-wracking and crazy, if you will. We could avoid that.
Yeah, it's the way it always goes. There's some ups and downs. It's a roller coaster ride. I mean, that's what it is with any season. I don't think anything is just going to go perfect for you or be ideal. So it's part of the experience, though. I think you got to go through tough times to appreciate the good, and you got to try to iron out the errors and try to fix things. So we're just going to keep working hard and making sure we take advantage of this opportunity, because everybody wants to be a part of this next World Cup.
I think we all know what we're playing for right now. I think these 2 games, there's a lot on the line. I think last time around in this round, we had already, secured our passage to the next round, so the pressure was off. But we all know it's going to be a difficult 2 games, and these qualifiers, we know what it's about. It's going to be a difficult game playing away, no matter who we're playing against. So I'm sure everyone's ready to give 100% and do whatever it takes to win.
We have a way that we want to play. We have an idea of what we want to look like come Friday night, but we have to be ready. We have to have the mentality that says, if come Friday night, all of a sudden after 5, 10, 15 minutes, we realize that now it's a little bit different kind of game than maybe we expected. We have to not only be ready, but we also have to be good enough, smart enough to be able to handle that kind of game.
It's the calm before the storm. I don't think you can be too uptight or too anxious or too nervous, before a game, because it's going to take away from your performance, I think. But I think it's important to understand the severity of the situation, which we do, prepare for it the best way possible, which we will, and go out there and give everything you have. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do is leave everything on the field. And if we do that as a team, we have the quality, to get the job done. 6 points in those 2 games.
There's a sense that we're at the end here, and now there's no time for making excuses. There's no time for feeling sorry for ourselves. And we have two chances, 2 games to put everything out there and to make sure that we get the points that we need to move ourselves on.
I think Antigua realized, we can play with these nations, we can give them a real fight, We are physically strong, we try to keep the tempo as long as we can. Obviously, it's easier to keep the tempo when you just sit back, and react to your opponent like they do. They bunker in, and as long as you don't score this first goal, you will struggle. They have all the energy. That's the game of their lives that they play there. And they will give everything they have.
For them, it's a step up, and they want to make their moment count as well. So they're going to be giving everything they have and try to show that they deserve to be there. And it's going to be difficult going there and playing against them. They're going to give their best, which you would expect. But at the same time, we just got to go there and put in a professional performance take advantage of opportunities, but still stay compact as a team and really try to limit their chances and see the game out. And hopefully we can get a clean sheet. And if we do that, it gives us puts us in a position to get the 3 points.
You know, I've played some qualifiers in the Caribbean before. Certainly the pitch always kind of comes into account. But you know, both teams are playing on it, so we have to be prepared for anything, whether it's hot weather or rain or something like that. And obviously this is, you know, probably the game of their lives for Antigua against us. You know, it's a big deal for them for smaller teams in CONCACAF, so we have to be prepared for that and be prepared to play against the crowd as well. Other than that, we have to play our game and implement ourselves and really take control of the game early and hopefully score an early goal to ease the pressure.
Block out everything. Any sort of distraction you have, any excuses there are out there, the field, the referees, the weather, the travel, block it all out. There are no excuses on game day. The opponent has the same elements, so block it out. Expect nothing less than 3 points from yourself and from your teammates. And I think if we all take that attitude, we'll be just fine.
Make sure to catch the October 12th match against Antigua and Barbuda on BN Sport beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And 4 days later, on October 16th, the U.S. wraps up Group A play against Guatemala in Kansas City on ESPN2, Watch ESPN, and Telefutura on October 16th at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. You can also follow the match online at ussoccer.com's match tracker and via Twitter at US Soccer. And that'll do it for this edition of The Road to Brazil, presented by Castrol. I've been your host, Alan Hopkins, and we'll see you next time.